Hello， 大家好，我係阿天，我哋翻嚟繼續玩福爾摩斯啦。咁上一集咧就講我哋咧就變咗裝啦，跟住就扮係嗰個麻甩佬啦嚇。咁而家喺佢嘅屋企嗰度嘅。至於點解會變成咁嘅碌咧，就係因為門口嗰個阿姐咧就唔會亂咁俾鎖匙我哋噶嘛。咁我哋就扮係佢，跟住就話自己唔見咗條鎖匙啦。咁所以而家扮咗個阿姐。咁所以咧，我哋就攞條鎖匙就可以上去佢屋企度抄佢啲嘢。哇係，好似酒店咁喎，呢度幾靚喎，個環境幾好，幾骨子。咦？條友俾人冧咗喎！我哋扮咗嗰個人咧，佢俾人冧咗喎。Oh my god！ 點解有天花板？哦，嚇死我！點解天花板掉咗個畫架？原來條友仔喺度玩嘢，唔使理佢。呢個係好似幅畫嚟。都不見了，藍色布料纖維係咪可以攞噶？唔攞得噶喎。咦？頭先，喂，係。
It appears the wine was truly awful.
哦，係個酒嗰個咩嚟嘅
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
係當年好靚嘅嗰啲相機。跟住仲有一個喎，哦呢度。
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching. Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here. The chest has been searched. Red skin, tails on the back. Reminds me of Verda's description of the stolen painting.
偷咗嗰幅畫係咪就係呢幅啊？其實可能 exactly 係呢幅。哇！我哋未睇佢條屍。
Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days. The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife. Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags. A normal kitchen knife. A normal kitchen knife. Could be the murder weapon.
係咪就係俾呢把刀戒咗頸啊？好恐怖喎！仲要咧，佢話佢係已經死咗1、2日咯。哇！有個咩嚟㗎？哇！嚇死我！佢每一次都嚇死我咯！我想講，好詭異啊！紅卜卜。哦，係嗰啲黑房
The photograph was not pulled out in time.
曬相嗰啲啊！
Such a waste of material.
呢張相係佢打面具啊嘛？呢個人頭上面有角嘅。
Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon?
Stolen demon。咦？張相嚟攞咗。咩嚟㗎？洗手盤、廁所。我喺廁所度做黑房。哇！好恐怖。呢個廁所好恐怖。如果個廁所紅色，如果間曬相房咧紅色，我都仲覺得 OK。但係個廁所紅色就真係好恐怖。係要案件重演翻佢點樣死㗎係嘛？ 呢個係咩嚟㗎？哦，係喎係喎係喎，有人殺咗佢嘛？佢度踢佢啊！我捅佢。哇！互相喺度打交。哇！喺周圍都係佢打鬥痕跡嚟㗎，原來。咦？唔係喎，可能調翻轉。OK。呢個攞住支咩啊？哦，畫嚟嘅。哦，佢偷畫。呢個攞住幅畫，係嘛？係咪畫？點解攞住條嘢嘅？
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in.
咦？
Mercurio
哇！
heard him
好犀利，
coming.
一次中咗我
While
哋，
the thief
第一
was
次
searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
咁講嘅話，其實個兇手唔係有心攞佢命嘅喎，佢係唔覺意捅咗落去之後，發覺搞唔掂啦，之後走咗佬喎。哦，就憑頭先嗰啲線索，佢就已經可以諗到咁多嘢嘅咩？我完全都諗唔到喎。在打鬥中，小偷畫家偷了。咦？仿合本來係啦，本來就唔係想，唔係佢嘅目標咯。總之，即係佢淨係想偷畫，就唔係想殺人嘅，係一個意外。OK， 其他線索都未得住。密優里奧屍體躺在地上，血從佢被割開喉嚨喺個地板度。屍體係發現咗一把菜刀同埋血跡斑斑嘅破布。佢嘅指關節有受傷，佢死後僵硬程度已經躺咗喺度一段日子。咦？地下嗰幅嘢可以撳。
It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Chemical magic， 一幅畫都可以有 chemical magic。哦，OK， 越嚟越複雜啦，佢嗰啲 formula。我放棄啦，我搞好耐都搞唔掂啊，所以 OK， 用嘅化學擦咗血跡，呢個係佢嘅靜默畫，係佢畫翻佢間房嘅一幅畫嚟嘅。咁有乜用
？That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs. I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
佢意思係幅畫同現實有啲唔同喎，有咩唔同啊？
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences,
哦
John?，
後面嗰個啊，後面嗰個圈圈啊，呢個少咗嚿嘢啊。
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
頭骨，哇，好核突啊！應該係一啲動物嗰啲標本頭骨啊。唔知話係睇先，總之唔見咗個頭骨咯，要揾翻咯，應該係。啊，喺廁所。
Monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
OK， 我哋多咗好多嘢，睇下先，多咗張性侵嘅照片。有新嘢，房下想走嘅可能係呢張相。哦，即係話嗰個人入嚟，唔該錯手殺咗佢，其實想揾嗰張相，其實就唔係偷畫嘅。OK， 越嚟越複雜。睇下先，與死亡同行。哦，要同房東太太講。哦，呢幅畫就係嗰幅懷孕嘅女仔，身上面臉上面有一道疤痕。我哋首先要同嗰房東太太傾偈先啊嘛。
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
頭先係咪話唔數直接話俾佢聽佢死咗？
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
叫警察或者係直接同佢講啊？咁我哋咪直接同佢講會比較好啲啊？
Mr. Mercurio is dead.
Oh, is this some kind of joke, Boniface? What do you mean you're dead?
I mean that Boniface won't ever pay his rent again.
Oh, my dear. If you need to delay your payment for another week, that is all right. There is no need for these games. But this is the last time you hear me.
It's not about payment, Mum. If you open Mercurio's flat, you can see the dead body for yourself.
Dearie, you will not trick me into entering your flat again, do you hear?
點解佢唔直接同佢講佢係假扮嘅啫？
Mum, I should say that you really need to face the reality, but I have no time for another ponderous conversation.
Well, if Boniface Mercurio, the phantasmagoric decadent artist, tells me I need to face reality, then I don't know what I've done wrong with my life.
Thank you for your cooperation anyway, Mum. Oh well.
哇！失敗咗，無端端有個挑戰，但係失敗咗。
There may be a day when you understand the importance of emotional awareness. Now, take off your outfit. I can't let you walk around in a dead man's clothes.
哇！佢夾硬幫我哋換咗衫，都好嘅。其實因為頭先嗰套衫真係好醜樣。咁我哋而家呢，就要去揾呢個女仔啦。咁但係要去邊度揾呢？我哋有咩線索知道去邊度揾？佢度冇講話喺邊度見到佢嘅噃。基於我真係唔知道喺邊度，所以我睇下教學就即刻行咗嚟呢度，就係咁解。係啦，我真係唔知點解。呢度係皇家水渠，佢知道我唔知道邊度。OK， 喺呢個位置，喺地圖嘅咁樣行過嚟呢度啦，係啦。如果你哋想知喺邊度咧，就睇翻個地圖 OK 啦。咁就 Murderer， 咦？發生咗殺人案喎！好多警察喺度。我哋知唔知相入面有乜水啊？
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's beyond my knowledge.
May I ask you something?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Everyone's looking at us, sir.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Murder! Beasts!
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm from City Hall. They sent me to oversee the situation.
No, you're not. I'm the supervisor of the camp, and I'm the one who's handling the current situation on behalf of City Hall. Ronald Harlow at your service. Now, sir, tell me who you really are, or you'll have to explain yourself to the police. I have full authority to request they detain you.
Very well, Mr. Harlow. I am a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness on my case. Sherlock Holmes is my real name.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in, so please, step back.
留了點胡子，看起來更加老。留鬚都要留意。過於盛裝，手心出汗。乾淨嘅鞋。呢條友應該呢條友應該好少出面做嘢喎。面色蒼白，係啦，室內工作，我都開始有啲推理能力啦。OK， 一係就係疲倦嘅辦事員，或者係彷彿且驅離形式的人啊。奇怪嘅。我覺得佢係辦事員咯，係咯，係咁先啦，都唔重要嘅。其實我覺得呢一 part。
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of a city hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees, maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people. If not for my work, they might not have any shelter or food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but in any case, I'm sure that you would still want this to be over as quickly as possible. The current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well here. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
Are the police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are. minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
OK， 咁我哋而家知道講咁多廢話啦，就知道咧，其實而家入面嗰個營地咧，就係一班嘅refugee， 即係嗰啲叫做咩難民係啦，嗰啲咁樣啦。咁而家我哋需要幫個警察去破咗呢個案，然之後咧，我哋先可以問到佢有關呢張相入面呢個女仔嘅事嘢，就咁簡單。
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls.
好多雞，
People outside are so
呢個係養雞棚嚟喎，呢度隔離有啲碌架床，俾啲難民瞓覺喎。
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
警察將入侵者拖出來之前，佢嘅屍體已經瞓咗喺茶水度。呢個人胸口被刺咗一刀。畫廊小偷來過乜嚟？咦？咁快有新結果嘅？小偷要嘅係嗰張相。OK， 呢個我頭先知道咗，不過我哋喺個思維殿堂度未整咗出嚟啫。
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. Someone bled profusely here.
咦？佢冇嘢講嘅？平時登咗之後有少少 conclusion 噶嘛？
a furrow in the ground. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. Clearly a left handprint here.
係有條友扶住呢個位，然之後搭咗落去啊嘛。
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
哦，係空氣。
Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
我呢度入唔到去
Back
喎，
off.
入面係個雞棚，又係啲雞棚嗰啲嘢嚟嘅喎。搞咩啊你？
No one deserves to end up in a place like this.
哦，呢個係頭先話受傷嗰個。
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
嚇、即係我哋而家又要去救佢。OK。救佢啊！要點救啊？呢煲咩嚟㗎？開水乾淨的。
I'll use it to create a solution.
哦，OK，我哋要搜集嗰啲物資，然之後俾佢去，應該未齊啊，係嘛？應該唔止係乾淨嘅水，咦？呢個有嘢喎，蘆葦
It won't do any good.
唔啱用。
Malpal, soaked with salt water. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. £1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
呢張台係愛嚟做咩㗎？我唔知喎，有錢喺度咯，跟住有刀柄同埋刀套喺度咁樣。
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall
哇！
lubberheads.
條絲啊！哦，俾我踩住咗添。I'm so sorry。
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here.
煤炭哦，可能同嗰個玩家日嗰單嘢有關啦。啊！而家俾人捅死咗啦。
An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something? A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers.
頭先台面嗰把匕首嘅刀套就係佢啦嘛。
I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping John. A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John. I'm
衰
afraid
啲。
these leaves can only be added to tea.
OK，唔啱使啊！我呢條友咧，佢
May I ask you
跛下
something?
跛下
A
咧，
solid
咁應
question,
該
sir,
又
but
係同
I don't
頭
have the
先
answer.
嗰個事頭婆，佢話佢見到有個人跛下跛下 去咗上去阿邊個屋企嗰度咧，應該係有關係。應該係呢個人咯，嗰啲線索好明顯就係呢個人咯。
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading.
係咪真係啱用？OK， 好，睇埋呢度先。呢個過到去嘅話
If they find out about the passage, everything will go.
May I ask for your assistance?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius
住喺下水道。
Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
OK，
I've
牛
placed
仔
all
布
the
嚟嘅喎，好
ingredients
似。
now to prepare the first aid solution.
咦？話 OK 咯，齊
If
齊
they
嘢
find out
咯
about the passage, everything.
Thank you.
佢即刻彈起
This
身，
should
嚇
make
死
you feel
我
better,！my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection. Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
仲等我以為佢起咗身之後會有啲新嘅牽絲俾我哋。OK， 咁我哋而家要繼續揾線索。睇漏咗呢個。
A man's footprint. Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
入侵者係點樣入嚟呢個營地？哇！有新嘢喎！呢個係我頭先推理到出嚟啦，已經。玩咗咁耐，終於有少少推理嘅腦筋啊！我哋船，喂，隻船係咁樣㗎？唔會係
It's
嘛？
unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
佢右上角咧仲有眼仔咧，即係話其實我哋做啲嘢咧係未睇到。
If they find out about the passage, everything will
可以
go.
偷聽喎呢個。先，找出此通道嘅作用。小官僚唔係，低身唔係，錢 OK， 歇斯底里唔係，老偵探，哎呀，把難民帶出係，公眾視野，哎呀，營地封鎖係，解決。警方擔心屍體嘅情況會令到營地被封鎖，無法獲得計劃中入面賺到嘅錢，這個係自己揾錢。
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
即係呢度係過唔到嘅喎。仲有啲咩我哋睇漏咗啊？
You still here?
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
有啲
I'm
一頭
busy.
霧水喎。
Don't you have papers to...
我哋究竟撐過啲乜嘢啊？
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to
哇！
fill?
條梯啊，
City Hall
條
lubberheads.
梯8英尺短的
No, it's too short for these walls.
啊，唔啱啊！佢話 shit。咁佢點樣入嚟啊？ 我哋已經卡咗好耐，咁我哋玩到呢度先啦。咁下集繼續。如果大家中意呢個系列嘅，記得俾個 like 或者 share 俾你朋友啦。如果想繼續睇其他影片，記得 subscribe 埋啦。我哋下集再翻嚟繼續玩福爾摩斯啦，拜拜。